Bonjour Afolake.
Hello, Hanan.
Good
Looking
morning.
good, as
Thank
usual.
you too.
Hi, Robert.
Rob too.
Yeah, as usual, with his charming smile.
Where are you
know
taking
it.
us today?
Oh man, I can't win this debate.
You can't, so leave it. Drop it. So this morning I'll be taking us to South Africa, and I have 7 reasons why you should visit South Africa. Of course, the first I have on my list is to visit, go through that safari experience. One cannot go through South Africa without going through, spotting the big 5 animals and much more. Just hop on that 4x4 safari drive, and there you go. Along the Great Route, there are many private lodges you could choose from. On some of the luxury reserves, you can get surrounded by wildlife. You could spend your mornings and evenings watching wildlife such as lions, rhinos, hippos, giraffes, and elephants. Which brings us to the second on my list, which is the visit to the Cango caves, I beg your pardon, and it's one of the best caving system in the world. Right. It's actually the oldest tourist attraction in South Africa, and it has actually 2 tours. The first one has to do with the standard tour. It's quite simple. You just take a beautiful walk through the massive chambers. And the second one has to do with the adventure tour, which is quite intensive. If you're feeling up to the challenge, you could take a narrow narrow passageway with openings as small as 26 centimeters. That's quite small. If you're up to the challenge, of course. And then the third one has to do with diving with the sharks, which we just saw a few seconds ago. It's the number 1 choice thing to do in South Africa is cage diving. That's actually the number 1 thing to do. And probably you've seen it on National Geographic, but you can actually get to experience this in South Africa. The good thing is that anyone can actually cave dive. You don't need to be a certified diver for you to be able to do it. You really even need to know how to swim to do this. And all you need to do is just stand in the cage, and then the cage gets attached to the side of the boat, and there you go. It's amazing. You can imagine having to be bumped by the while standing in the cage, get bumped by the.
Vous le feriez, vous, Afolake?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
No?
Sharks are not good. Have you watched the movie Jaws?
I think I can. I've watched
traumatizing.
Yeah,
Moi
it's
aussi, ça m'a un peu
traumatizing,
traumatisée.
so-
Je pense que je ne pourrais pas faire cette montée-là.
Ain't a brother going to swim with the sharks? No, it's not going to
Well,
happen.
it's quite for those who like daring activities. You could go for the fun. One of those things you could do in your life.
Not for the faint-hearted.
Well, maybe not. Not for us. But the fourth on my list has to do with kayak with crocodiles. You could, if you're also feeling adventurous, you could kayak in the river with nothing but a fiber glass that separates you from the crocodile below. The water is essentially is an average about 1 meter deep with about 1,200 crocodiles lurking in below and 900 hippopotamus. You don't get to see them immediately, but you could be sure that these crocodiles are looking at below and looking at you.
Yeah, of course they are. How many pounds does a crocodile weigh?
Well, I can.
Because I'm very sure if it just comes. Have you ever seen the wildebeests when they're being attacked by the crocodiles? The force the crocodile gets out of the water with, it's too much.
Wow.
Can knock over the kayak and you're a meal for the day.
Well, for those who would like to venture into that, good luck with that. Well, the fifth I have here is city life in South Africa. Now, South Africa has a lot of, in terms of city destination, it could get spoiled in terms of choices. Take, for example, Johannesburg. You could go to the museums, or go sightseeing, or go to Port Elizabeth, where you have a great mix of city life and beach, or to Durban, where you have the African and colonial history, or even to Cape Town, where you have top nightlives, good restaurant. Talking about restaurant, which brings us to the sixth, I beg your pardon, on my list, which has to do with gastronomy. Now you can enjoy the exquisite meat and seafood. Gastronomy in South Africa is not so expensive. You can be able to tantalize your taste buds with sumptuous meats and such as springboks, ostrich, or even most of the things you get out of the Indian Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean. Beer production is big in this country as well. You can savor one of those. And the seventh I have here has to do with wine production. South Africa is the ninth producer of wine in the world, so they are really big on that. If you have time, you could visit the Stellenbosch, the Paarl, Constantia, Walker Bay, and it's worth visiting. It has over 6,000 wines to savor from, and several farms to visit. If you have enough time, check out Silky Poney, Cripes Sauvignon, I beg your pardon. and smooth Shannon day. So those are the things you could, that makes it 7 things, 7 reasons why you should visit South Africa. And then we'll go to the, yeah, okay. So we have the 7th, we have...
Sorry about that.
Oh.
No, it's okay.
It's okay, it happens.
We'll get you a new one.
At least you have one left.
Yeah, one left. So if we have time, can we quickly go through the shots of the week? And there we have, in Kenya, tourists walk along the beach as fishermen paddle their boats near the shores of Indian Ocean. And that's in Kenya, some tourists.
Oh,
Do you get, yeah, that's really good.
But the guys in the water, like all those are human beings, but the guys in the sea look like they are the tourist attraction.
And the second we have, there's gotten from Reuters, stewardess standing in line during the inauguration of a new train linking Addis Ababa and the Red Sea state of Djibouti.
Ouais. Elle a un regard très intense.
Yes, that's a very nice picture actually. And there, that's in Egypt, an Egyptian Sufi Muslim boy celebrates the new Islamic Hijri year of 1438 at the Al Hussein Al Azhar district in Old Islamic
She's not happy
Cairo.
about the picture.
Yeah, like, frightened by it.
But why?
Okay, well, the 5th. I'll put up the 5th, and there, that's my favorite for this week. A female hippopotamus named Mali, and which she's eating fruits by arranging such a manner it looks like a cake, and she's celebrating her 50th birthday. Yes, at Dussé Zoo in Bangkok.
Très sain, very
I wonder
healthy.
why she was called Mali anyway.
50 years eating vegetables.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
It's healthy.
And the last one here, I have a gorilla forest camp in Uganda. Impenetrable forests is exactly perfect for gorilla trek. And that was on Twitter, and it says #travel, #adventure.
Merci beaucoup, Afolake.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.